And I had a lot of personal issues that I can't really get into, Cookie. Personal issues, issues with friendships, and I didn't share, but things that happened that really wore on my self-worth, I guess. And in those times, I feel like we've had a really good year on stream, despite all of those things. I feel like I didn't let it show too much, which I'm really proud of because I can't... Yeah, the impromptu roommate and everything, it was a rough year. It was a rough year, and I feel like even if it was one of the rougher years of my life, it was still way better than all the other years we've had on stream, you know? And I'm really proud of myself for not being that leaky faucet of emotions and uncontrolled emotions as I was even just a few years prior to that. So, I think that's something to celebrate, truly. Yeah. And so, hopefully that will continue on, and I will continue to do my best not to worry you guys and become the stoic I always wanted to become. Yes. So, thank you. Thank you guys for believing in me. Yeah. I think we filtered a lot of people through this process, though, for me becoming more mature and growing up, despite being so behind in my development, and through the tism and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I doubt if it's either autism or complex PTSD. I've been told that it could either be or, and I feel so... Sometimes those things make me feel like lesser of a person because they make relationships really, really hard with, like, I'm not talking about, like, just love or whatnot, but, like, any relationships, like friendships and stuff like that. It's really, really, really hard sometimes. And it's hard to have self-worth when things you do don't make sense to people, but there's no way you could really explain it, because even if you explained it, people wouldn't understand, Cookie, you know? And especially being online, like, people... I'd love to tell you a lot of things, but putting it out there means putting it up for debate, you know? For people to tell you things when they don't really, really know. And so, I don't. But there's a little bit of trust in me that you guys will understand when I talk about my views on some things or the way that I am. There's this trust that I trust that my viewers will come back. And I trust that I will come across to the people who will appreciate me. There's a lot of trust I put in you guys, and that's scary sometimes. And you guys helping me to open up and trust in my decisions and my opinions and me as a person, and watching me develop my own views and self and discover who Shiina is. I appreciate it. That is like growth. That is like, honestly, sometimes you guys do more for me than anyone else in my life. And I appreciate that, Cookie, because you guys forced me to become better, out of my comfort zone, you know? It's easy to stay as the person you are, but it's more important that you're pushed out of your comfort zone enough, because otherwise you can't grow, right? So when I said the other day that there is that 30% of fear that I have before I go live, Cookie, it's important because that 30% is the perfect amount of discomfort that you need in your life. Yeah, and I'm learning to live with that amount of discomfort because it's good for me, Cookie. So it's not a bad thing. I don't want anybody to think it's a bad thing and everything. Yes. Also, even in my worst moments, like yesterday, I felt like maybe I said something and it could have been taken the wrong way. Like how sometimes there'll be one or two guys being rude in the Discord and I see it and I have to leave for a while. That's fine, you know, but I just want to let you guys know that it's always just one or two people. And I don't mean that about most everyone that does come and comment, watch my streams, you know. I just want to make sure you guys know that sometimes one or two guys, just a little bit loud, you know? But every day is a new day, and some days are better than the others.